Hey guys, welcome back to Front Seat Driver. My name is Jason. This is the awesome SuAnne here, one of the wonderful salespeople at Corvette World. Today we're going to talk about the differences between a 1, 2, and 3 LT C8 Corvette.
Hey everyone, it's SuAnne from Corvette World. So let me just start by saying that regardless of whatever trim you get, 1, 2, or 3, it's the same great performing engine. Nothing changes. It doesn't matter. So, you know, whether it's a 2 or a 3, it's not like you're going to get more horsepower. You're not going to get a better performing engine. They're all the same stock. One of the things I will also say, even though it misses some of the features, it's a small cabin space. It's easy to cool or heat before you get in because you do have remote start. And for some features like heads-up display, some people actually aren't accustomed to it and they find it to be more of a distraction. So there are certain features in a car that the 2 and the 3 will have that for a lot of people, if they really want the pure enjoyment of an amazing car, those ancillary features really doesn't make a difference. Again, same engine, so you're not losing out on the performance.
Yeah, you're still getting a fantastic car whether you choose 1, a 2, or a 3.
Correct.
Absolutely.
It's just optional features that you'll get on the 2 and the 3, you know, upgraded features. So the operative word here is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And that's kind of like how I like to explain things. Otherwise it gets really complicated. So essentially, I'm going to show you the difference between the 1, 2, and 3 by showing you actually only 2 cars, one that's a 1 LT and one that's a 3. Essentially, there's not a huge difference between the 2s and the 3s. The biggest difference that you're going to notice is between the 1 versus the 2s and the 3s. So let's start from the front. As you'll see on a 1 LT, there's no front curbside assist camera. That's the immediate first way that you can tell whether it's a 1 versus a 2 and a 3. On the 2s and 3s, you will see the front curbside assist cameras. Now moving along, we've got some other things. On a 1 LT, you do not get the heads-up display, unlike on the 2s and the 3s, which you can see right here. So again, you can see immediately at least the difference between the 1 versus the 2s and the 3s. Another difference on the 2s and the 3s, we now have powered heated side mirrors with blind spot monitoring. So you no longer have to manually open them on the 2s and the 3s. This is a new feature with a blind spot monitoring.
And I love that because I actually pulled this car over and I was trying to close the mirrors and I was looking for my button. I couldn't find it. I was like, did it move?
So again, you know, if your garage space isn't an issue, that might not be important. Right. But if you've got a tighter space, pressing one little button certainly makes your life easier.
And I like it because I have a 3-car garage, but between my wife's car and my car, I like to have that closed up because that way if somebody's walking by, they're not going to bump the mirror.
Correct. So as far as seats are concerned, on the 2s and the 3s, you get heated and vented seats, which you don't get on a 1 LT. Now on the 1s or the 2s, you can opt for either GT1 or GT2 seats. You can also opt on any trim for competition seats, but you'll only get GT2s on the 2s, and on the 3s, they're standard.
Gotcha.
Another great feature on 2s and 3s is the wireless phone charging station.
So let's take a look at this one. So I never really realized that so you have storage, but it's just not a charger.
Correct.
Interesting.
Another big difference, if you love music and sound is important to you, now all trims come with Bose speaker systems, but on the 2s and the 3s, they come with a higher performance level trim, and it comes with 14 speakers versus the 10. So it will make a difference in sound quality.
Interesting.
Another feature, on the 2s and the 3s, you also get heated steering wheel. which is also a new feature.
And I love it. I always thought it was silly until you drive in the cold and you're like, wow, this is awesome.
So again, it's a nice new feature that Chevy's offered on the new C8s. So another feature that you would get on the 2s and the 3s that you would not get on the 1 is the home link system for your automatic garage openers.
Oh yes, and let me tell you, I love that.
It comes in handy, so you don't have to like keep putting in all your different clickers. It's just you can program it to sync in with your automatic garage door opener, and all you have to do now is press a button.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I set mine up. I've never had that. I've never used it on my cars in the past. That thing is actually really nice. I love it.
So another feature on the 2s and the 3s, you get preset seats. So 2 on the driver's side as well as on the passenger side. So that's a nice feature to have, especially if you have multiple drivers. And even for the convenience of your passenger, they can set whatever they want. They can orient it whichever way that's most comfortable for them.
Exactly. Especially like if your wife sits in the passenger seat a lot, or if I've seen
or
a lot of women.
Husband.
I was going to say, I see a lot of women driving C8, so it could be the husband.
I've sold some to the woman first, to the wife first, and then the husband followed suit. So,
absolutely.
You get all kinds. Okay, I didn't really need to start the engine. I just felt like it. But let's put the top up so I can show you something else that's a little different.
One of my favorite parts of the C8, at least the convertible C8.
So the difference between the 2 and the 3, again, that you wouldn't get on the 1 would be the rear view camera. You can toggle to have the widescreen camera view or just the regular rear
Glass
view
mirror.
Now, the camera view, that comes standard on all convertibles. But on a coupe, you can only get that on a 2 or 3. So really the only significant difference between a 2 and a 3 LT is the interior luxury upgraded package. It's an upgraded leather package, so on the seats, and rather than the Moulin leather, you would get the premium Napa leather. And the pillars that frame the windshield and the back of the seats, as well as a headliner, would be lined in suede.
I love it.
You also have the option of having the Alcantara, the suede steering wheel, as well as the suede seat inserts. You don't have to do that on the 3, but the option is there. So it's better quality as far as like the interior, but again, it's a negligible difference for some people. On a 1 and a 2 LT, you'll get fabric instead.
Which is still nice. I mean,
It's
I like
still
it's what I
nice.
have on mine.
Right.
But
and for some people, as far as like the maintenance differences,
Correct.
they're still going to opt for a 1 or 2 over a 3 for that
100%.
reason.
Yeah.
And others, obviously, they're going to, they're going to be paying for premium for that luxury feel.
Correct.
So it's really, to the individual what their tastes are.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are not really big fans of the microfiber suede. On the other hand, I am. I chose not to go with it because I didn't want to spend the extra money, but I absolutely love it.
So another option that you get on a 3LT that you can't get on the other trims is the customized stitching. So typically it'll come in white, but if you get a 3, you can also opt to get the natural, red, or yellow. Those are 3 options that you can go with rather than the traditional white.
And that was, for me, was one of the biggest reasons I heavily considered the 3LT because my Z06 is a 3LZ and has all the yellow stitching.
Right.
Love it. I absolutely love it. It wasn't enough to make me want to spend that much money, but every time I see one, I get disappointed that I didn't do it.
Well, for some people, when you're spending that kind of money, it's in the details. So for them, it's going to be important. It's
100%.
not for everyone, but yeah, I mean, it's little things like that sometimes that helps really make the car feel whole.
They do. Me and Steve talk about that all the time. It's the little things that can set your car apart from others.
Everybody else,
really
right.
does.
It just kind of completes it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, I think that's everything, correct? So Ann actually just thought of one more thing, so we're going to add one more to this before we wrap up. What was that last thing that you mentioned?
So another new feature that Chevrolet introduced in the C8 line is rear cross traffic alert. That's a feature that you would get on the 2 and the 3. I've driven 1LTs, no rear cross traffic alert, didn't bother me. No blind spot monitoring, didn't bother me. But for some people, it's important. I mean, let's be real. I sometimes need a little help too. So.
I know I do. I gotta be honest with you, backing out of my driveway.
I'm human,
I know.
I'm not the best driver, all right?
Well, same here. I get to the end of my driveway and I'm like, oh, I forgot to look to see if anybody was coming.
So on the 2s and the 3s, you do get the rear cross traffic alert, which is helpful when you're backing up into a space and there are objects, whether it's another vehicle or person, coming and into that space. So it will alert you, you'll hear a beeping noise, and on the home screen, there'll be an exclamation point. Really driving it home, watch out.
Correct.
So it is a helpful feature to have. Again, not everyone needs it, for some of us who grew up with nothing, this isn't, it's nice to have.
I've gotten lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. The features that cars offer today has really caused me to be lazy.
But I find that the people who grew up with no frills cars, in some respects, they're better drivers because they're already so in tuned and more aware, situationally aware.
Amen to that.
So,
so all right.
But it is a nice feature to have.
Amen, I agree. Hey, listen, I want to say thank you to SuAnne. You guys give a big thumbs up to SuAnne. We appreciate everything she does. And if you're here at Corvette World and you need anything, come see her. Corvette World Dallas, SuAnne. Listen, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks.
Peace.
Thanks, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.